Passing arrays to function. Just like we pass variables to a function, we can also pass an entire array to the function. So basically, the two basic types of arrays that we have are the one dimensional array and the two dimensional arrays. So we will see in today's video how we can pass a one dimensional array to a function and how we can pass a two dimensional array to a function. So first of all, we will see how we can pass a one dimensional array to a function. So now we need to see that to pass a one dimensional array to a function, we just need to give the name of that function, right? So whenever we have to pass a one dimensional array to a function, we just need to give the name of that array to the function as argument. So in that case, we do not need to pass any subscripts. So if here you can see that I have declared an array, whose data type is float and whose maximum value or whose length is 4. So the data type of this array is float, the name of this array is value, and the dimension, the single dimension, the maximum length of this dimension is 4. Then you can see here that I have initialized this array at the same time. There are 4 elements in this array: 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 elements of the array have been initialized at the time of declaration. Now here I am making a function call. You can see that this is the function call. Right? So, and this is the main function. This is the function which I am calling. So while making the function call, I just need to pass the name of the array. I do not need to pass the dimension or the subscript that we call of the array. I have just passed the name of the array, and one more argument is required here whose value I have given. So you can see that while the function call is made, I have just given the name of the array. You do not need to pass this subscript or the dimension of the array. You just need to pass the name of the array during the function call. Right? Just giving the name. Just by giving the name of the array, you will pass the whole array to the called function. That means what are you passing? This entire thing you are passing to the function just by writing value. That is, just by writing the name of the array, you are passing all the contents of the array, which is 2.5, 4.75, 1.2, 3.27. Now the called function which is expecting this call, I am talking about this function. This is the called function. Now the called function which is expecting this call must be appropriately defined. This I have already done here, right? Just like in any case, the function must be appropriately defined. So this is my function definition, right? The function is appropriately defined. This is my function definition. So this is the header of the function. A function definition basically consists of the function header plus this, which I call the function body. Earlier also I told you this thing. So the function which is called should be properly defined. So how do you define a function? This entire thing, this thing in totality is known as the function definition. Okay, so this entire thing is called the function definition, which comprises of the function header. Now this portion is the function header plus the function body. This entire portion is called the function body. So the function definition consists of the function header plus the function body. So when these are properly or appropriately defined, I say that the function is properly defined. So this is how a function header looks like. It consists of the return type of the function. It consists of the name of the function, and then it consists of the parameters, list of parameters that are required as arguments inside the function. Here one array is required as an argument whose data type is float. You need not give the dimension of that array, only the name of the array with the blank square brackets is enough. If you wish to give the dimension, you may give, but it is not compulsory to give the dimension here in case of one dimensional array. Then the second argument that is required, right? So this is the function definition. So you can clearly see that the function largest, whose function type is float, is taking two arguments. One is an array of floating type and another is a simple variable of integer type. Now, the declaration of the formal arguments. What are the formal arguments? The formal arguments are those arguments which are declared inside the main function. So, declaration of main arguments would of the arguments would be done in the similar manner as in case of any function, as in case of any function variables. Okay, now when I write this, when I write these brackets with the array name, it tells the compiler that the array consists of numbers. It is an array of numbers, and it is not necessary, as I told you, to specify the size of the array over here. Now here you can see that this is an array to find the largest value within an array of elements. An array of elements is given. The name of the array is value. Value is the name of the array, as you can see here, and this array consists of number of elements. Now out of all these four elements, we are supposed to find the largest element. So this is the problem of finding out, or this is a program for finding out the largest value in an array of elements. So this is the program which has been written to find out the largest element among the array of elements. Now when the function call is made, here you can see this function call. When this function call is made, the values of all the elements of this particular array, all the elements of the array named as value, are passed to the calling function as arguments. And then when all these values are passed as argument to this function, what does it finds the largest among all these elements, and then it returns the result to the calling function or to the main, right? So basically by passing the array name, when I am passing the array name over here to the called function, we are passing the address of the array. What are we passing? We are passing the address of the array, whole array, to the function. So in that manner, all the elements or the entire content of the array or all the elements of the array are by default passed to the function which is called, by simply passing the name of that array. Okay, so any changes in the array which are made in the called function. So any changes in the array which would be done in the called function would be reflected in the original array also, because we are passing the address of that array. Okay, now when we are passing the address of parameters to the functions, it is referred as pass by address or pass by pointers. So this is basically the concept of passing an array uses pass by or call by, reference, because in the case of arrays it is not possible to pass arguments as value. As in the case of normal variables, you have seen that you can do both pass by reference or call by reference or call by value, but in case of arrays there are a lot of values, so you cannot pass a single value. You have to pass the entire address of the array so that all the elements of the array are also passed to the called function. Therefore call by value is not possible in case of arrays. The approach that is used to pass an array to the called function is called pass by reference or call by reference or call by address here. So this is how you can pass the entire array or entire one dimensional array to a function. It's very simple. You just have to pass the name of that array, and by default all the contents of that array would be passed on to the called function. And this approach is known as call by reference or call by address or call by pointers. Now we will see how we can pass two-dimensional arrays to a function. How we can pass two-dimensional arrays to a function. So just like we pass a one-dimensional array to a function, we can also pass a two-dimensional array to the function. See, here you can see that I have defined my function here. Just like in any case, this is my function definition. Now this is the array I have which I want to pass. You can see this is a two-dimensional array. It has two dimensions, hence a two-dimensional array. Right. So the name of this array is matrix, and these are the two dimensions of my array, and this is the data type of my two-dimensional array. Then I have declared the elements also of that array at the time of declaration of the array. So I have done the initialization also at the same time. So these are the elements of my array or my matrix, as I call a two-dimensional array: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So this is the row. This represents the row and this represents the column. So row and column. This is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. And likewise, this is the first column and this is the second column. So just like in the case of one-dimensional array, in the two-dimensional arrays also we pass the array in the similar manner. Now what are the rules corresponding to that? The rules are that the function must be called by passing only the array name. Here also you need to pass only the array name and nothing else. See, this is a function call, you can see here. So during the function call, just like in the case of one-dimensional array, here also I am using only the name of the array. Just by passing the name of the array as the argument, I am passing all the contents of the array to the called function. So only specifying the name of the two-dimensional array here is sufficient. Okay, the second rule says that in the function definition, that means while we are defining the function, we must indicate that the array has two dimensions by including two set of brackets. Now, how do we know whether the function, whether the array that we have passed is a one-dimensional array or a two-dimensional array? So, to specify, in order to specify, see, this is the function definition. As you can see here, function header plus function body is equal to the function definition. So it says that in the function definition I need to specify that the array which has been passed is a two-dimensional array. And how will I do that? By giving two brackets over here. By giving two set of brackets here. One set of bracket is this and the other set of bracket is this. So this by default specifies that this is a two-dimensional array. Okay, so now in the case of one-dimensional array, the size of the dimension was not compulsory. You did not have any compulsion on specifying the size of the dimension. But when I talk of the two-dimensional array, then in case of function definition, you need to specify the size of the second dimension. That means you need to specify the size of the column. The size of the row can be kept blank, but it is compulsory to mention the size of the column or the size of the second dimension in case of a two-dimensional array. Rest and of course the prototype declaration, that is the function definition, function declaration. The prototype definition or the function declaration and the function definition, the prototype declaration or the function declaration and the function header. This is the function header, as we know. The function header and the function declaration or the prototype definition must be same, and this applies to any function, not just two-dimensional arrays, that the prototype or the function declaration and the function header must be same. Double here also, double here also. Name of the function average here also, name of the function average here also. The arguments which are passed are 3 here also. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. So 3 arguments here also, 3 arguments here also. Then the first argument is an array here also, first argument is an array here also. Here also the first argument is a two-dimensional array, here also the first argument is a two-dimensional array. The data type of the first argument is an integer here also, the data type of the first argument is an integer here also. Now we have a second argument whose data type is integer here, and the data type of the second argument is integer here also. Then we have the third argument whose data type is integer here in the function prototype, and in the function header also the data type of the third argument is integer here also. So this is one rule which applies to all the functions and not just two-dimensional arrays. So these were the 3 rules that you need to follow while passing a two-dimensional array to function. So this is how you pass one-dimensional arrays and two-dimensional arrays to a function.